To Staff Loungin, the podcast where teachers sit around, talk about teaching, and eat their lunches while they do it. And my name's Dave Flaskowskis. I'm a teacher from Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. I'm joined in the lounge today by...
Lisa Raposa, teacher, Scarborough, Ontario, Canada.
And...
Aaron Piercy, Storm Tracker AccuCast.
Are you really?
Well, it's a hard-hitting intro you gave us
I
Eat
thought
their
it was...
lunches while you do it.
It
You need
sounded
sound
angry.
doom. Something falls.
Well, you know what? I'm really angling for a job on 60 Minutes. So
Good.
I'm really working on those gotcha questions. You know, I want to do like the soft stories where it like looks like a real powder puff story, but then I like hit the guy hard, you know. Bring in the
Hard-hitting investigative journalism.
Just turn it all into that. How's your week? Anyone have a how's your week?
My week has been good so far. A little frustrating, but par for the course in my horrible life.
I probably shouldn't laugh at that.
No,
Because it's true.
But that's all I'm going to say for the rest of the show. I'm just going to sit here and... No, it hasn't been a bad week at all, just a frustrating week. Trying to get things done. Other things keep cropping up. And so I've decided to use my lunch hour to talk about it. So sit back, loungers. And
Drink. If you're listening to last week's episode,
Crash.
we created a drinking game.
Lisa, how was your week?
I'm having a good week.
Shut up.
She totally was having a good week.
Nobody wants to
having a
hear
good
about
week.
it.
Big win with your grade 9s. Big win.
No.
Insert sound effect applause.
My grade 9s, I was who can be a bit rowdy. I was playing a game with them, and it's not a great game. Like, to hear it described, it doesn't sound awesome.
But it has amazing pedagogical value.
Well,
it
and that's
teaches locations on the stage. It teaches downstage, upstage.
It's
And
lacrosse,
that's-
right? You're talking about lacrosse?
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's the reason that I play it, is to teach them upstage, downstage, stage right, stage left. And my grade 9s, my afternoon of grade 9s, both classes, just ran with that game. They made it so much fun. They threw themselves into this ridiculous game.
Literally
They
threw
were.
themselves.
They were throwing themselves around.
Because
And
one of the things is like
is tragedy.
You say
And they
everyone
all
has to hit the
die.
ground. Yeah.
They all die and hit the ground. And they were flinging themselves at the floor and dying. And not just like flinging themselves at the ground and dying, but like taking on like dead person poses.
That's awesome. That's so good.
They made the game so fun. It was amazing. And I had a really great first period this morning with my grade 12 drama class. We did 2 truths and a lie.
Right.
And I destroyed all trust with my grade 12s. They're never going to
were
believe me
so
ever
convincing.
again.
Well done.
She told them that can I say what you
Yeah,
said?
totally.
Yeah. She told them that she had been divorced, and that was a lie, but everyone was like, oh, you've never been divorced. And she gave the most convincing, no, well, actually, you don't know this, but right after university, I was very young, and it was a mistake. And the way you said it, it was like, it was acting. Like, I was just like, I didn't know you were that good an actor. Like,
And their heads exploded when I said that.
they all believed you.
I know. And then when I revealed it was a lie, they were like, but miss, it sounded like such a good story. Tell us the story anyway. So I told them the story anyway, and they were sitting there like mouths slightly open, believing the words I was saying when they knew it was a lie.
Teenagers.
Lips akimbo. Wait, can your lips be akimbo? Jaws a hanging. Jaws a hanging. Jaws agape. Agape.
And
Ajar.
Miss, when did that story start being a lie?
The second you opened your mouth.
I took 2 names of people that I actually know and made up a story about them for you. So
There you go.
but it was awesome. It was so much fun. They will literally never believe another word I tell them because now they don't trust me
Nice.
at all. But it was a fun class.
Yay.
Devage.
Well, first of all, how's my week? My week is good because right now I'm eating roti.
Oh, no.
And now I'm going to do my Newfoundland accent.
okay.
Buon sina, hoppisi tova winna. Remember when I used to eat roti for dinner?
It's an island. It's the same thing.
It's an island. Me feeling all right? Me loving me roti. I actually got in trouble at the roti place because I didn't pick up my roti fast enough.
I thought it was because you were doing that accent.
Actually, I would have gotten in trouble for that one, too. I will say this: roti is a gift from the gods.
It really is one of the greatest.
It is genuinely a gift from the gods.
It's one of those foods where when I see someone eat it, it makes me automatically angry that I'm not,
You're not
also
eating roti. And I'm going to shout out to Highland Foods.
Highland Foods?
Island Foods.
Is it your Scottish
Island
accent?
Foods. I gotta stop it. My accents, even though they're amazing. But
Feedback has been overwhelming.
oh, it's been overwhelmingly positive. It really has worldwide. What I love is when people actually call me from the country, like to Jamaica. They'll text me from like Jamaica. Me love your accent.
They text that?
No, they do. They text
me
it.
love your accent?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They don't.
It's
They
the
don't.
Jamaican Siri?
But it's been a pretty good week. It's been a good week, and it's going to be weird to say why it was a good week.
All right.
One thing that happened for my week is my basketball team went defeated for the season. It's the opposite of undefeated.
That's not weird.
We went 0-8.
That's par. Not,
It is where it's been going, but I mean, I wouldn't say that was a good thing. But this has actually been a good thing because of my final message to the kids. So I just want to show you want to read to you what I wrote to my kids because after it all, I didn't have that blind fury that I normally feel when I lose.
and I wake up 2 hours later.
No, and I do. Honestly, I care a lot more about this than any middle-aged man should. I always tell my players this. I'm like, guys, let me warn you, I care a hell of a lot more about basketball than is right for any middle-aged man to care about a bunch of teenagers rolling a ball around on the floor.
Right.
Well, don't just roll it, guys. Dribble it.
There's a reason why we're 0-8.
Anyway. But here's the thing. Here's what I wrote to him. I was, losing it isn't easy. Quitting is. You guys played a hell of a season. Some blowouts, some close games, even an overtime loss. And in all of that, we never got that W. But that's okay. Not because losing is okay. It sucks. It's okay because right to the last second of the game, you never quit. So we chased the W and we didn't get it. Yet. But trust me. You keep working the way you did with this team and you will get that win. It may not be this year. It may not even be on the basketball court. But you never lose if you never quit.
Nice.
And that's really the way I felt strangely happy for the effort our kids put forward. Like my boys, my team put forward in the game yesterday, even though we came up a little bit short.
That's amazing.
And I'm really proud of those guys. And I love them. I love my team. Also want to mention a shout out to Monlike Canadian Clondike, checking in with Clondike, our urban guidance counselor. And I actually mentioned it to him. It's okay to say because he's cool.
Oh, you got permission.
Well, yeah, because he was at basketball on Tuesday, and so I was just chatting with him about it, and I was chatting with him, and he was just like, I mentioned how I had said that thing, and he was just like, he thought that was funny, and he likes being the urban guidance counselor, and he kind of feels that way too. He's like, you know what, if I can sort of give back to the street,
Right.
but really it's kind of cool because he's sort of taking on like, hey, you know, you're a young man, you know, looking for direction in life, and he wants to interview people who have entrepreneurs, people who do cool things, not just sort of fitting into the one or two sort of categories that everyone in his neighborhood wanted to sort of like be basically rapper,
Chartered
professional
accountant.
athlete.
Yeah.
You know, so he's like going out and finding guys who have other jobs that are kind of fun and gratifying and interviewing them and sort of setting an example. So episode 2 of his is up there, checking in with Klondike. And I'll certainly link to that in the show notes.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. And I watched that music video that you mentioned, the Scarborough Nostalgia one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It is absolutely that you feel, at some point, because I grew up in Scarborough, at some point I feel like I've done a bunch of the things that they were doing there.
Yeah, I know, eh?
Yeah.
It's so true, man.
Yeah.
I did not grow up in Scarborough. I do not have that nostalgia.
No.
Sorry.
Although that being said, Mississauga and Scarborough look a lot alike because they were built at the same time. Hey, don't make that face. I love Scarborough. Although I do love Mississauga too. It's far enough west that I like it again. Because and also it's where my wife is from. So how could it be a bad place? You know, any place that brought her up must be good. Oh, we have a new popular. We're bringing back. New popular segment, old popular segment, popular segment. They're all popular.
Okay, so wait, what is the segment?
What's going on?
Tweets from Twitter. I think we're ready to move on,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Did we do tweets for Twitter last week?
We did.
Okay.
But I actually record. I'm really excited because here I'll just take out. I'm just taking out my my recording device that I've got. And I'm just gonna play my little what do you call them? Stingers, intros.
Yeah.
I guess intro. Like
I would say
for a
it's an intro
segment.
for it, yeah.
Blaster.
I
Your blaster.
I love that you do have the phone right there.
It's right there. It's ready because that's where I recorded it, right?
Yes.
All right. So here it is. Tweets from Twitter.
Oh my god.
All right. Oh, look at that over there. What's that? It's a bird. Twitter.
Good. And that would appeal to our
That's
overseas.
appealing to our UK audience.
Yeah.
And also our Australian audience because my accent is very indistinct. So both of those things will work. First thing I want to mention, really excited about tweets from Twitter. I hooked up, and when I say this, it sounds bad. Like when I mention this to younger people, I say, when I say hook up to you, does it mean sexual?
Most things, I think, mean sexual.
Okay.
As I lean in towards the microphone.
To me, when I say it, it just means met. Like made a connection with.
or met up with.
Yeah.
They've definitely over-sexualized.
What?
Yes, as teenagers do.
What?
Yeah.
They over-sexualize things?
As they will do. Well,
hormones.
two things. First of all, I was on a Twitter chat, which was Ed Book Chat. And I think that's what it's called.
It is,
yeah. And I actually tweeted out to a famous author named Austin Kleon, who wrote a book on the New York Times bestsellers list, and he favorited one of my tweets. I was so proud, and I felt like I was so clever.
Like you made it.
So he's written a book called Steal Like an Artist. And I asked him, beginning of the Twitter chat, I'm always one of those guys, I like to jump into the water, So like when no one's talking, I'm always like to throw out the first question. Because you know what I've realized? I think I'm so stupid, I don't care if other people think I'm stupid. So I'm always willing to throw myself out there.
You've reached the conclusion that they probably will think you're
Exactly.
stupid.
I hate myself so much that there's nothing I can ever do to feel embarrassed or bad. And that's really the kind of feelings I try to engender in my students going forward. I don't. But in any case, so I threw out the first question, which was just basically, sorry, I haven't read your book, but could you just give me an overall summary of it? And he gave me like a sort of a breakdown of how to, like the steps of, like the chapter headings of his book.
Right.
And it was like, write like this. And I said, and it was like a poster. And I said to him, hey, can I just change write to teach and use it as my own? No, sorry, I mean steal it. Yeah. And then he favorited that because he felt like I was clever.
Does that mean that he's going to let you?
I think that's tacit permission.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And I think so. He favorited it.
Yeah, which means that he gives you complete and total ownership over it.
Yeah. And I also hooked up with at Reagan31, or virtually met at Reagan31, who is an elementary school principal out in Medicine Hat, Alberta.
Yeah. That is cold.
I was going to say I don't know if they get Chinooks there. She'll have to get back to me. Because I know in Calgary you get Chinooks. In Edmonton you don't even get Chinooks.
No, it's just cold.
In Edmonton you just
it's
freeze
just
cold. I remember I had a tree planting job up in northern Alberta and talking to a lot of the Albertans about Halloween. And the concept of Halloween for them was very different from me because for them, Halloween was a winter holiday. Snow was on the ground. Snow was always on the ground for Halloween. And for me, not so much, But in any case, she's actually created a makerspace at her school. And since that's the topic of this week, I asked her to sort of give me some information on it. And we'll be talking about that in a later segment. Teaser. Y'all got to listen to the end, y'all. And I don't know if this is inappropriate for me to say, but probably, and probably I'll say it anyway.
Yeah. Brace yourselves.
At Reagan31, her picture, I don't know if you're going to listen, Reagan, you look like you're 12. How did a 12-year-old get to be a principal of a high school? Not bad, but you look great. But you look like you're 12.
Could it be that it's a picture of her from when she was 12?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how time works.
I don't know how time works. Not clear how time works. And I want to go on to our next, I always call them new when I mean to say next. But I guess the next thing is the new thing because we create the future in front of us.
It's almost like we make the future in front of us.
Nice.
Thanks.
Nice. There are heads exploding everywhere.
It's like we make the future.
Guys, talk for a sec. I'm going to take a bite of my roti.
I'm trying to find the picture. What was her name?
Reagan 31.
Like Ronald Reagan? Or Ray Gun? Pew pew!
Like Ronald Reagan
on
31.
purpose.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Aaron believes that girls don't make good gun sounds.
That's not fair. That's not fair that you would tell everybody
That's
the
not
truth.
fair. When I said girls, I said all girls ever.
You're paraphrasing me at best,
You are not
actually.
making this clear.
Yeah, you're putting words into my mouth or taking a few select words out of my mouth.
To be fair to Aaron, when I make gun sounds, they usually are of the laser gun
Pew, pew.
variety.
Pew, pew.
Can you make a gun sound, Lisa?
No.
No.
Bang, bang. Pow, pow.
You can't either. Oh, that was the last one's good.
Yeah.
Pew.
Nice. Now you're